bit of stopping. No, interesting. The main story for me last couple of days regarding City, for example, I think Aguero got away getting that knee operation.
Yeah, he's got to Barcelona, hasn't he?
It's
the talkSPORT clips of the week.
Yes, here we go then, the clips of the week, and I'll kick us off. We start with Georgie Bingham and Tony Cascarino on Weekend Breakfast, and we're guessing maths wasn't Georgie's strong point at school.
By the way, Danny Ings, with a margin bigger than Brexit, Danny Ings wins this morning's vote by 53 to 48.
Cass even gave her the answer and she went for another one.
I know. It wasn't ideal, was it? It's Amelia Cox now with important breaking news.
Boris Johnson is also expected to announce that he will reduce social distancing rules from 1 metre to 2.
Sadly, I could hear him saying that and then trying to sell it to us. But there we are. Surely. Yes. Anyway, and we were shocked to hear Ray Houghton say this during the Fulham-Brentford commentary.
Very athletic midfield player, and he's making some very good runs. So that's what I talked about Harrison Ford in midfield.
Wow, I mean, that's not... He's got to be in he's nearly in his 80s now, isn't he?
Yeah, he was in that Spanish football film. He was in that Spanish football film, Raiders of the Lost Arcanada.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I think it's Harrison Reed. Ray was after there.
It was. Fisherman's Blues now. Essential listening every Sunday breakfast time at talkSPORT 2, telling us what's coming up.
In the second half of the show, still on the Why, I'll be talking to Simon Evans, the Chief Executive of the Why Us Foundation, about the 10 million chickens and their poo.
Lovely. I might have a later breakfast then this week. Listen to the show first and have a later breakfast after all.
I think so, yeah, definitely.
This is Stuart Pearce talking Watford.
I mean, the start they had, Benny, was that bad in the season that they've been playing constant ketchup.
Constant ketchup. You tried the constant ketchup. It's no Heinz. I've got to be honest, the constant ketchup.
What's it like?
Once we start pouring it, it keeps coming out the bottle, obviously. You can imagine the constant ketchup. It's really all over your dinner.
And this is Alan Brazil with news of live football on talkSPORT.
We have Leeds against Fulham Championship, that's 3 o'clock, talkSPORT. And then FA Cup quarterfinals, we have all 4 for you. What about that? Norwich Man United, talkSPORT 5.
talkSPORT 5. I mean, wow, that's amazing. If it's that's how far Norwich have fallen. They're on talkSPORT 5. I mean, talkSPORT 5, as the deck quits from the P&O ferry, it covers very marginal sports.
Very
so, talkSPORT 5. Anyway,
yes.
It's me, isn't it? I think it is. Back to Weekend Breakfast, and a lovely accidental poem from Cass.
Remember when Lukaku, he scored everywhere he's gone. You know, even loan periods at West Brom.
It was beautiful timing, wasn't it? It was lovely.
Absolutely excellent.
Yeah.
Here's a caller now talking Bournemouth.
You've got to give them a run in the side. They're coming on for the last 10, 15 minutes. And Callum Wilson ain't really he's not pulling the roots out of the trees.
He wouldn't be, would he? He's not a tree surgeon. Callum Wilson's got better things to do than actually pull the roots out of the trees, I would imagine.
Brilliant.
And we're calling this one Goffy, best find an alternative phrase to massive decision.
It's a massive one, decision for West Ham, a massive decision for Pep, and a massive decision.
Big decision. Go with big decision, Goffy, when it comes up again. Big decision. Yeah.
It's me, isn't it? Oh, yes.
It is.
And back to Fisherman's Blues, with news of a top fishery with great facilities.
And those facilities include, besides great fishing in more lakes than you can throw a stick at, they've also got excellent self-catering accommodation and a fishing-themed safari bar.
Yeah, big difference, I'd say. It's a fishing-themed safari park. I had this image of people jumping in the aquarium and sort of stroking the rays and stuff. They're very hands-on, taking the family in with diving suits. A safari bar is effectively a bar with a few transfers of giraffes and elephants on the wall, and that's basically what it is. But anyway, it sounds good. Sounds good.
Yes.
It's me, isn't it? It's Simon Jordan now discussing Wolves' wonderful history.
You've got to look at it and say, this is a great club. This is a club that back in the 50s with Billy Wright being married to the Everly sisters and all that went with that
I'm not sure that's right. I think it was the Beverley sisters, although maybe Don and Phil were great trans pioneers.
Donna and Jill, it was. Donna and Jill Everly.
Oh, yeah. But it's also, I mean, Simon, he wasn't married to the Beverley sisters. He was married to Joy. He's married to one of them. He played for Wolverhampton Wanderers, not Riyadh Rovers, did he? He's married to all of them.
Very true. Yes, this is Alan Brazil now yes, it is. I'm about to say it. This is Alan Brazil with the weather.
It's another glorious morning. Could be 32-30T.
32-30T. We quite like that, didn't we? We thought it might work well with this old Alan classic we play every Christmas.
It's gone 9:32.
30T.
Don't forget Andy Gray coming up at 10 o'clock here on the Sports Breakfast. 9:32.
30T.
Tiger after his ball on the left-hand side. 9:32.
30T.
Here on talkSPORT.
I like it. I think it spiced up an old classic.
Yes, it was.
It's a bit high diddly D, isn't it? When Alan says 30T, it's a bit Disney. I like it.
And here's Cass talking Southampton.
I think Ward-Prowse, who was in and out the team, Natasha as a player when first, Ralph Hasenhuttl, get his name right one day.
Sadly, today, not the day, Tone.
No, wasn't the day, was it?
I thought there was an owl in the studio at one point. It's fantastic, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. Staying with Saints, this is Faye Carruthers chatting to the Moose.
Pretty safe now, bearing in mind where they were, after that 9-0 defeat to Leicester earlier on in the season.
100%. I mean, oh dear.
What was that
Still
noise?
That tuna he eats, isn't it?
Probably the Moose. We phase off the hook. It was definitely the Moose. It's a weird one, that, isn't it? Yeah.
It is, and on a similar note, here's Danny Murphy in conversation with Kevin De Bruyne.
Sometimes it's like a lower team. I would watch it. It just depends on the situation. I've got a young family. I've got a third on the way.
Well, we best let you go then, Kevin. we don't want what Glenn would call the Gary Lineker situation, but there we are. And you know what? We're actually a little bit worried about Fisherman's Blues host Nigel Botherway. Incredibly, after all these years, we think he's actually going off of fishing.
Go to work today.
Big shout out to anyone who's got to go to work today. We'd all rather be working than fishing, that's for sure.
Really? Range of T-shirts. I'd rather be working. If you see me with a rod in my hand again, just shoot me. Do the old Steve Redgrave. Yeah, what about that?
Got that the wrong way round.
Fishing, he has, yeah.
And finally, it's Jim White introducing guest Jason Lee.
I'm delighted to say that the PFA Equalities Education Executive Jason Lee joins us live. Jason, good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Natalie's with me, and so too, and you know this man, Simon Jordan's alongside me this morning. You all good with you? Yeah?
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, Jason.
Good morning to you, mate.
Yeah, a lot of good mornings. It took us back to a bit Singing in the Rain, wasn't it? So we thought he probably deserved the treatment.
Jason, good morning.
Good morning.
We've talked the whole night through.
Morning, Jason.
Good morning to you, mate.
So there we are. There's your clips of the week. We should thank Charlie the Cabbie, Paul Forrestal, Dave Clark, Paul Geary, Gaviar, Chris Davison, Anton Deck, oh for goodness sake, Moreno Bertie, W.G. Dickens, Cheesebag, Pete M, Maggie from the North, Roger in Durham, and Richard Snowden. They all suggested clips that will play today.
Oh, you wouldn't want them. Again, teams that are struggling to score goals. I think Bournemouth are away with Norwich, Alan. I really do.
Just because of the fixtures.
I think it's between West Ham and Villa. I really, really do. The final place to go down. As I say, I just look.